Hello everybody, real quick, this is the gear I'm wearing if you care about that at the end of wipe. And I know multi-classing is a thing right now. I cannot be bothered. I have spell memory on, and then I've got this over here. It's just a normal cleric, normal smite cleric. That is all. And today what we're going to be talking about is what you need to know for the wipe. Let's cue this Goblin Caves. All right, and we are in. So what I want to talk about today is the changes that are coming with the wipe. First things first, this has to be said, quest affinity is changing. So when you go ahead and complete a quest now, some quests give you affinity with traders, which give you all sorts of nice benefits, such as better squire gear, being able to craft strong items, being able to buy higher tiers of gear, things like that. That is going to be account-wide now, which is a huge change that people have been asking for a while, and that is fantastic. That makes quests much more worthwhile to do if you play a lot of characters, which, like, I myself do, and it gives a lot more reason to do quests in the first place. I know a lot of people just straight up didn't care at all about quests. This makes them a little bit more worthwhile, and I think that's really important. And then the next thing I think is important is that Ruins is coming back. So as far as I see it, I think that Crypts is going to be removed from the game because they're bringing it back as the 3-layer version of the map. That would mean that Crypts is going to be the 2nd layer now after Ruins, and that Inferno will be the 3rd layer after that. The last time they tried this, it wasn't very popular, and the reason for that is you fill your inventory up on the first map and you really don't want to go down all that bad, or you kind of just have to sit there for 30 minutes if you want to play Inferno and farm the loot there or something like that. That's not going to be a problem this time around, which I love because they are adding another NPC that lets you put items in it and it will drag them out of the dungeon for you in between lobbies. Now, interestingly enough with this, you need to get in there in like the down portals before everyone else does to use him, because otherwise you only have those like 5 seconds to shove things in there. But yeah, as far as data mining goes, it looks like it's going to be an entire inventory worth of size and you can shove stuff in there. And then it's probably going to have some sort of fee involved with it to get those items or to send it away or something like that. So you'll actually get to keep all the loot that you get on the 1st layer then and on the 2nd layer, and that'll be really good and solves a lot of problems. I think that's probably one of the best changes they've made, and that I think the 3-layer map is going to be a huge hit this time around. Also, with that, they have been talking once again about the refilled lobbies in between, and it sounds to me like they're actually pushing to do it this time. So they're looking to say you queue into Crypts after you just finished your Ruins match and you got in the Downs portal. Then what's going to happen is that lobby is also going to be completely full. They're going to merge lobbies together of people who have all gone through the down portals. And so that lobby is going to be full too. Now, with that, I just hope they do it right, because I don't think Inferno should have, 15 people in it. That wouldn't work very well. It would be almost impossible to kill the boss ever then. But if it was just 3-4 people every time, I think that works fantastic, and I think that's a really good change, because dead lobbies further down, no one wants dead lobbies. That's not a good time. The only people who want dead lobbies are like farming gold so that they can play the game some other time. And talking about playing the game some other time, because some people they'll do a bunch of PvE runs and then they'll get kitted up and then they'll do PvP runs super kitted. That's like what I do, for instance. Arena is coming, and I think that might be a good way to go about doing that. Sounds like Arena is only going to be on the weekends. We don't know what days that's going to be, if that means like if that means Friday as well. That means a little bit into Monday. Saturday and Sunday I think are on, of course, as far as that goes, but we don't know what days that's going to exactly look like yet, but we'll have to see. But it's going to be weekends only. And then they've been talking about a bit of a weird, like, found in raid loot mechanic, which is basically if you crafted the gear yourself, or if you found the gear yourself, it can't be taken off your body. Now, I don't know if the intention with this is like, oh, you literally just get to keep it if you made it yourself. or if it's just you have a really high chance of getting it back through the Goblin merchant and being able to buy it back there. I don't understand exactly what the intention is with that, but also that means the other person doesn't get to loot it off of your body. And so they can't do that, which is certainly going to help, I think, with a lot of the gold farmers, but also it kind of ruins a lot of the purpose of the game. Like, if you killed someone who had an entire set that they crafted themselves, then you wouldn't really get much off of them. So I don't really know if I like that. I'll have to see it to understand what exactly they're trying to accomplish with that, or I don't even know if it's actually going to come to the game yet, right? But we'll have to see it first. And frankly, I think this is huge, the direction they're going. I hope they go in the direction of 3-layer maps for everything, especially if this NPC works really well for getting loot out and the system just makes sense there. I think that would be fantastic, because I like going down to the further levels of dungeons. I know not everyone does, but I think a lot of that has to do with it not feeling like it's been worth it. Another thing, they are talking about buffing the lower levels loot. So like 2nd layer crypts would have buffed loot. And then they're talking about buffing Inferno's loot more than it currently is buffed up, which apparently there's some people were saying that, hey, Inferno loot just isn't really good enough. It's not really worth it, that sort of thing. I don't really know what they're talking about there, but apparently that has been a sentiment, and so they've been talking about buffing it up. And I am all for Inferno loot being buffed because, frankly, I love running Inferno and other people don't, so that's going to disproportionately benefit me. And yeah, so that's gonna, jeez, that spooked me bad. Yeah, that's gonna disproportionately benefit me, so I kind of like that. And also, I think more people going down to Inferno would be a good thing, so that you could actually, like, PvP down there regularly and that sort of thing. I don't want it to be so packed, though, that it's like, you know, a normal map amount of people on it, and just every room you go into, you have to fight 5 people just to get a couple schmitchens of loot. Like, that I don't think would be a good time. But if there are 3 or 4 people on the map, or say you're playing trios, if there was one other guaranteed trio in there, I think that would be a very good time and something they should definitely do. But we're just gonna have to see how this stuff turns out. And then you guys might also be wondering, okay, are they going to finish Druid? Are they gonna add the other forms? Is Sorcerer coming? No, Sorcerer is not coming this wipe, and then Druid is also not being finished this wipe. They have said that they're going to come out with Sorcerer before Druid gets finished and gets his other forms. I've also really been liking the way they've been going with Druid. Like, they removed the speed bonus that you get for turning into Rat, for instance. That was really good because that speed bonus meant that you could pretty much choose when and where you wanted to fight, always. And so if you played Druid, you just pretty much didn't ever have to engage in PvP. And other people wouldn't want to engage in PvP with you because they know you can get away at all times in all places. I think it's good that they removed that. That seems like they're going in a very good direction. That said, I don't want Druid to be useless, though. If that's the only thing that he really had going for him, you gotta give him something else. I don't know if that's the case, though. I haven't played that much Druid because, frankly, he's a hard character to play. There's a lot that goes into playing Druid. But yeah, he's a bit of a harder character to play, so I don't really fully understand and fully grasp that character yet. Okay, I don't think the portals are here yet. The portal icon shows in the middle of the room now. That's interesting. Oh, hi. We're doing this. This guy's like full baiting me. I don't... Does this guy understand I don't need that in order to kill him? Yeah, like I'm in a PDR setup. You're not getting away with it. I will just kill you easily. Oh, he killed another guy too. We get to double up here, get some free loot. That's what I like to see. I don't think that's worth much, actually. These look pretty trash. Gold skull tokens, though. Those are nice. Those are good. Those boots ain't bad, but do I really care? That. Oh, let's grab that instead. There we go. Little kill for the road. Yeah, if you're a barbarian and you just try to attack, you know, PDR cleric like that, you don't really know what you're doing. Looks like the portals are here. And yeah, also, make certain guys when you start off that you're really putting some focus on power leveling. I think Ruins is probably going to be the best map to play right off the bat because I don't think the ice ore is going to be craftable immediately into items. But yeah, I would say focus on power leveling, get your quests done, and that's pretty much what you need to know for the wipe is Ruins is coming back, and be prepared for 3-layer maps and putting items on the NPC.